is a place where silence echoes through the cracks of fallen stone, where the light still finds a pathway, even though the world has gone. Naomi steps inside the ruins of a prayer no one remembers. Candles flicker on the altar like forgotten dying embers. Every wall still holds the memory of a choir that once was whole. Now the wind becomes the singer through the hollow of the soul. Nothing here is truly empty. Even absence has a sound. Even brokenness is sacred when no one is around. In the cathedral of broken light, every shadow learns to shine. Every fracture in the marble becomes part of the divine. In the cathedral of broken light, there is beauty in decay. Every ending holds a doorway to another kind of day. She walks through collapsed arches where the past still lingers on, and she feels the weight of silence of 1,000 prayers long gone. Yet inside the shattered ceiling, stars are visible through pain, as if brokenness is needed for the light to stay the same. Wind becomes the final chords of dust and sky, and she understands the ruin never truly learns to die. In the cathedral of broken light, nothing sacred is destroyed, only transformed into the spaces that the emptiness employed. The ruins breathe, the night is wide, and she becomes what broke inside. Before the world begins to hurry, there is a sky so soft and wide, holding every silent promise the night could never hide. A woman wakes without resistance to a light she cannot name. Every morning feels like healing without sorrow, without pain. The horizon breathes in golden, like it knows her every thought. And the silence feels like answers to the questions she forgot. Nothing rushes into meaning, nothing forces what is true. Every second is a doorway opening into new. This is the sky that remembers every dawn. Every shadow turns to gold, every ending becomes gentle, every story still untold. This is the sky that remembers every dawn, where the light refuses to leave, and the universe is breathing through everything you believe. She walks into open daylight, where the wind begins to sing, and the world feels like a secret that is slowly remembering. Clouds are written like soft language, speaking truths without a sound. And she realizes the morning is where everything is found. This is the sky that remembers every dawn, and it never fades away, only changes shape and meaning through the living of each day. The sky remains, she rises too, and everything becomes new. Endless sand beneath the heavens, endless sky above the land. a temple built from silence, standing strong against all fears. Mira walks the ancient pathway under skies of copper flame, searching for a hidden answer, searching for her truest name. At the temple of the last horizon, nothing asked for more than now. Every dream becomes a feather, every worry learns to bow. At the temple of the last horizon, where the earth and heavens meet, there she finds a deeper freedom in the stillness and the heat. The wind erases every footprint almost as soon as it appears, teaching her the art of leaving, teaching her to trust the years. The sunset burns in amber colors, stretching far across the sand like a blessing from the universe placed upon the waiting land. At the temple of the last horizon, nothing asked for more than now. Every dream becomes a feather, every worry learns to bow. Only sky, only sand, only soul. A whistle echoes through the evening, across the amber countryside. Leaves are dancing in the twilight as the old train starts to glide. Nobody remembers when it started or exactly where it goes, only that it comes each autumn when the northern cold wind blows. Passengers arrive in silence, carrying memories in their hands, old photographs and faded letters collected from forgotten lands. The conductor wears a smile like he knows what waits ahead, not a destination on a map, but a place inside the heart instead. On the train to the edge of autumn, every mile becomes a song. Every sorrow grows a little lighter as the journey carries on. On the train to the edge of autumn, go dreams she planted in the gardens of yesterday. The mountains pass like painted stories, the rivers shine like copper glass, and she understands at last, not everything is meant to last. The sunset burns across the horizon like a fire made of gold. Every passing field reminds her some things grow by growing old. On the train to the edge of autumn, every ending finds its grace. Every season leaves a blessing on the landscape of a face. The whistle fades into the distance, the stars appear above, and the train keeps moving onward, powered by memory and love. In the heart of an endless forest, there is a tree that softly glows, carrying the dreams of wanderers no one ever really knows. Every night it gathers stories from the sleeping human mind. Every hope and every longing left behind and redefined. A traveler named Miriam finds it in a place not on a map, and she feels her forgotten future slowly waking in her lap. Nothing lost is ever lost here, nothing fades beyond return. Every dream becomes a teacher, every branch begins to learn. In the tree that remembers your dreams, every root begins to speak. Every branch holds all your answers to the things you did not seek. In the tree that remembers your dreams, there is healing in its shade. Every fear becomes a seedling, every memory remade. She places hands upon the bark and sees her life unwind, not as burden, not a struggle, but as something well designed. Leaves begin to glow like lanterns, carrying her inner light, and the forest starts to whisper, everything will be alright. In the tree that remembers your dreams, she becomes what she once was, Not a story, not a failure, only presence without cause. The tree remains, the night is deep, and all she is, the forest keeps. Far beneath the ancient mountains, past the rivers and the stone, lies a valley full of silence, where no one feels alone. Travelers come from distant places, following a whispered tale of a valley where old echoes rest beneath a silver veil. Every word once spoken softly, every song and every prayer comes to sleep among the flowers, floating gently through the air. Nothing disappears completely, nothing vanishes from sight. Every kindness leaves a footprint, every star contributes light. In the valley where echoes sleep, every voice remains alive. Every dream continues breathing long after it survives. In the valley where echoes sleep, every memory becomes a stream, flowing through the endless grasses like a never-ending dream. Emma walks among the wildflowers, listening with patient ears, hearing songs from generations carried gently through the years. Not with sadness, not with longing, but with gratitude and peace. For she learns that every ending can become a sweet release. The evening paints the valley amber, clouds drift slowly overhead, and the echoes start to shimmer like the words that once were said. In the valley where echoes sleep, nothing precious disappears. Everything becomes a blessing, traveling beyond the years. The valley fading sky, holding every beautiful echo as the seasons wander by. The lace curtains stir as the breeze drips inside, where secrets the midnight no longer can hide. A chorus of wings on the old apple tree, singing a song just for the world and for me. I smooth out the linen, the white and the gray, preparing a canvas for a brand new day. The rhythm of patience in every slow turn, a lesson of quiet that the heart needs to learn. Oh, listen close to the morning whisper, clearer than crystal, softer than silver. A wish for the morning, a breath for the soul, making the broken feel beautifully whole. In the morning whisper, we find our home. The steam from the kettle begins its slow dance, giving the sunlight a fleeting brief chance to paint little rainbows across the oak floor, as peace finds its way through the open back door. Oh, listen close to the morning whisper, clearer than crystal, softer than silver. A wish for the morning, a breath for the soul, making the broken feel beautifully whole. In the morning whisper, we find our home. A spectrum of colors, a prism of light, banishing every last ghost of the night. The world is waking, so gentle and slow, stillness, ready to go, just following the echo of the morning whisper. La, da, 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 da. After everything has fallen silent, after everything has been, there is a world that starts remembering how to breathe again within. Cities slowly stop their rushing, rivers soften in their flow, and the earth begins to listen to the places it did not know. Every wound becomes a doorway, every fracture becomes a light, and the chaos turns to rhythm in the fading of the night. tries to be control. Even broken things are teaching how to gently make you whole. This is the world that learns how to breathe again. Every ending finds its place. Every loss becomes a teacher in the silence of grace. This is the world that learns how to breathe again, where the noise begins to fade and existence becomes simple in the beauty it has made. People walk without resistance, caring less than they began, and they realize together they are part of something grand. The sky exhales a final color, soft as memory in rain, and the universe remembers it was never built from pain. This is the world that learns how to breathe again, and it never lets you fall, only holds you in the becoming of the silence in our soul. The world breathes, the light remains, and everything starts again. I leave the heavy coat beside the door. No need to carry shadows anymore. The morning air is thin and sweet, a clean slate lying at my feet. Untie the knots, let the ribbons fall. The writing's fading on the hallway wall. My hands are empty, my heart is light, watching the sun erase the night. Oh, drifting in the weightless glow, learning what to hold and what to let go. A morning wish on a rising tide, with nothing left to keep inside. In the weightless glow, I'm alive. Tracing the light on a porcelain rim, watching the old world start to dim. I'm breathing out the yesterday, watching the dust just drift away. The golden flame, the morning's fire, burning away every tired desire. The soul is waking, light as air, walking ahead, just the silence and the weightless glow. Morning rises on the mountain, painting gold across the stone. Clouds are floating through the valleys like a dream the earth has known. Far above the crowded highways, where the air is sharp and clear, lives a shepherd named Elena who returns here every year. She believes the mountain teaches what no book could ever say, that the world is always changing, yet remains itself each day. The wind moves through the ancient grasses like a voice from long ago, speaking gently to the traveler, things the heart already knows. Where the eagles leave the sky and the mountains touch the sun, every ending births a beginning, every many becomes one. Where the eagles leave the sky, every road becomes a stream, leading back toward the silence at the center of the dream. She watches shadows cross the valley as the afternoon grows long, listening to distant echoes like the fragments of a song. Every peak beyond the horizon, every cloud above the earth, feels connected by a rhythm older than the universe. The evening paints the cliffs in amber, the rivers shine like molten glass. Every moment feels eternal, yet she knows it soon will pass. Where the eagles leave the sky, there is nothing left to prove, only wonder, only breathing, only learning how to move. The stars awaken one by one above the mountain sea, The sky is opening like a memory that never learned to close. Golden light is spilling softly where the silent river flows. A woman wakes without a reason, no alarm, no fear, no name, only warmth inside her breathing, like a never-ending flame. The world feels new but not unfamiliar, like a song she used to know. Every shadow feels much lighter, every thought begins to slow. Nothing rushes, nothing breaks her, nothing asks her to return. Even time has lost its pressure, even pain begins to learn. This is the morning that forgot to end, where the light just stays alive. Every moment feels eternal, every breath begins to rise. This is the morning that forgot to end. There is nowhere left to go, only presence gently flowing in the golden afterglow. She walks into the open silence, where the grass begins to sing, and the world feels softly infinite, like it never lost its spring. The sun is not a distant object, it is everything she sees, and existence feels like breathing without needing memories. This is the morning that forgot to end, and she no longer asks why, only living in the stillness of a never-ending sky. The light remains, the day is one, she becomes the rising sun. High above the world of endings, where the sky meets ancient stone, there is a mountain made of silence, standing calmly on he ever carried slowly loosens from his mind. The mountain does not keep a record of the ones who come and go. Only wind and open silence, only space where beings grow. Every step becomes a fading of the weight he used to own. Every breath becomes a distance from the self he once had known. In the mountain that remembers nothing, every burden turns to air. Every struggle finds its meaning in the emptiness up there. In the mountain that remembers nothing, there is nothing left to prove. Only height that strips all story, until only truth can move. Clouds are passing through his thinking, like a dream that loses shape. And he understands the mountain is a form of gentle escape. The wind erases every boundary between sky and human skin, and he feels himself dissolving where the ending might begin. In the mountain that remembers nothing, he becomes what cannot stay. Not a story, not a traveler, only presence fading away. The sky expands, the stone remains. He becomes what never names. There is a museum in the distance where unspoken words are kept. Every silence you once carried, every feeling you forget. A woman walks through endless hallways made of echoes and of dust. Every room contains a moment that dissolved into mistrust. She sees the words she never uttered, floating softly in the air. All the things she swallowed quietly now are waiting everywhere. Nothing here is ever wasted, nothing lost is truly gone. Every silence has a meaning that keeps living on and on. In the museum of everything you never said, every truth begins to speak. Every silence becomes louder than the words you used to keep. In the museum of everything you never said, there is healing in regret. Every unspoken confession is a love you cannot forget. She touches glass that holds her sorrow, like a memory made of light. And she realizes even silence can be held and made all right. The walls begin to softly whisper all the things she could not share. And the museum turns to comfort instead of becoming prayer. In the museum of everything you never said, there is nothing left to hide, only peace that grows from honesty, from the truth you kept inside. The silence speaks, the past releases, and she becomes what pain pieces. Beneath the surface of the body, there is water without end, moving deeper than all thinking, where beginnings start to bend. Marina closes all her senses, lets the world fall out of view. Every breath becomes an ocean. She is sinking into blue. There is no direction needed, no horizon left to chase, only currents of existence pulling her into their space. Every heartbeat is a waveform, every silence pulls her down. Yet she finds a kind of freedom in the depth where she is found. In the ocean, inside the breath, there is nothing left to hold. Every fear becomes a bubble, breaking gently, turning gold. In the ocean, inside the breath, she dissolves into the sea. Every edge becomes a mirror, showing what it means to be. Thoughts are drifting like the kelp fields, memory like sinking sand. Every concept she once once trusted slips away from every hand. But instead of feeling empty, there is fullness in the fall, as if losing every answer is the answer after all. Light above becomes a rumor, fading slowly into space, and the ocean holds her gently without asking for a face. In the ocean, inside the breath, there is nothing to resist, only waves of pure existence, wrapped in endless soft mist. Breath dissolves, time expands, she becomes what understands. When the evening settles softly and the daylight starts to fade, thousands of golden lanterns wake among the orchard shade. Hidden somewhere past the meadows, beyond the hills of clover green, lies an orchard filled with wonders unlike anything ever seen. Every lantern grows from branches like a glowing piece of sun, lighting pathways through the darkness for the weary and the young. No one enters by direction, no road leads travelers there, only hearts that need a little hope find the orchard in the air. In the orchard of golden lanterns, every fear becomes a flame, not a fire that burns and hurts, but a light that knows your name. In the orchard of golden lanterns, every dream begins to rise like 1,000 tiny stars, learning how to fill the skies. Between the branches as the lanterns softly sway, watching golden reflections dance upon the winding way. Every fruit upon the trees contains a memory of joy, moments people thought were lost, yet time could never destroy. The lanterns brighten through the evening like a choir made of light, turning ordinary darkness into something warm and bright. In the orchard of golden lanterns, every road becomes a guide, leading lost and lonely dreamers back toward the light inside. The orchard glows in silence beneath the midnight blue, and every lantern whispers, there is still beauty waiting for you. There is a place beyond all thinking, where even silence disappears. Not empty, not full, not becoming, just absence without fears. A wanderer with no direction arrives without a sound. No sky above, no ground below him, just infinite, unbound. There are no memories to carry, no identity to lose, only presence without structure, without anything to choose. Nothing asks him to be someone, nothing tells him what to be. Even time has stopped pretending it was ever meant to flee. In the place where nothing is waiting, there is nothing left to find. No beginning and no ending, only space without a mind. In the place where nothing is waiting, even being falls apart, and what remains is not a story, but the quiet of the heart. He does not fall, he does not rise here. There is no direction left, only stillness so complete it cannot be expressed. Even thought begins dissolving like a wave returning sea, and the concept of existence slowly forgets to be. of peace. No one here, no time remains, only silence without names. Moonlight drifts across the water like a memory dissolving slow. There is no beginning, no arrival, only currents that let go. A woman stands beside the river, named Celine, but not for long. Every name she ever carried melts into a passing song. The river does not hold a shoreline, it forgets what once was land. Every edge becomes a whisper, slipping softly through her hand. Nothing here is meant to stay still, nothing here is meant to bind. Even identity dissolves in the movement of the mind. In the river that forgets its shore, every form becomes the flow. Every certainty unravels in the places it cannot go. In the river that forgets its shore, there is freedom in release. Every ending is a turning into something close to peace. She steps into the silver current, letting every thought unwind. And she realizes the river never left her far behind. Reflections break into fragments like a mirror made of time, and the water keeps on singing that the loss was never mine. In the river that forgets its shore, she becomes the moving tide. Every fear dissolves to nothing, with no place left to hide. The river flows, the moon remains. She is both and not the same.